Hi, I'm Rob. I'm a guide dog handler and my guide dog is Hamish.
Rob and guide dog Hamish walk down a suburban street.
The eye condition that I have was Leber's optical hereditary neuropathy. My eyesight went over an 8-week period in my early 40s. So I can see a little bit of movement around the outside of my eyes, but I have no depth perception.
Rob and guide dog Hamish walk down a corridor. A tennis racket pokes out of his backpack. They walk onto an indoor tennis court.
As well as looking after myself and my health and my fitness, I'm also finding myself travelling around Australia playing on the blind tennis circuit, and it took me to Singapore last year where I managed to win the tournament in Singapore. So anyone that's interested and is willing to learn, I'll sit down with them and give them all the time I've got.
As Rob plays blind tennis, he's locating the ball by listening for its rattle.
As the world moves towards greater technology solutions, we need to move with it as a community. People say you use your phone a lot. Well, using a phone insinuates that I'm making phone calls, and that probably makes up about 15% of the use of my unit. For one, I actually don't call it a phone. I call it my personal mobility device, because calling it a phone makes it belittles the amount of value it adds to us in terms of our independence. I supplement Hamish with the GPS functionality of the iPhone, but there's also the Apple Watch, which will assist me with navigation in terms of whether it starts to buzz on quarters, depending on whether I need to turn right, left.
Rob navigates a footpath with Hamish leading the way. Rob talks about some of the obstacles left by people on the footpaths.
Bin day is interesting because I can't see the difference between a bin and a person. So when the bins have been collected, I think I'm normally trying to be polite to about 50 bins and say excuse me and good morning to them on my way to the train station. But that's okay, that's one day a week, we can deal with that. E-scooters are a nightmare because Hamish is trying to dodge them and get me safely around. But it's also hard for me because I'm never tracking. Like I don't have the ability to then memorise myself where we actually are within our journey because we're too busy, dodging objects on the road. So it's those objects are getting increasingly difficult.
Graphic of a human hand with a dog paw placed in the palm. Talk to the handler. The guide dog's logo appears.